Good morning. We'll wait for 10 o'clock. I start exactly at 10. In case anybody wants to join. Just so you know, I don't expect people to join my videos that most of you will probably watch after the fact, but I appreciate you being here. Good morning. It is Thursday, August 8th. And I've got you oriented here a little bit differently. I may have to be moving the monitor on my webcam on my PC up and down so you can see what I'm working with here. But so today is our sew along day. So we'll be on for at least an hour. Could go longer depending on what I'm working on here. So first of all, I got a couple of updates. So I did some research on this woven star that I had mentioned yesterday. There is a sew along, and it starts on October 1st and goes till November 19th. And I did post something to my Facebook page. So click the link below or on the YouTube main channel and take a look at that. So this is the Woven Star. This is the Quilt Block Foundation papers that you get from the Fat Quarter Shop. And inside the cover shows you a grid of like how many blocks you need to make a certain particular size quilt. I'm going to be making a table runner, and I want this table runner to sit on the top of this cabinet right here. So I kind of wanted it to be a little bit sewing themed. And I have a charm pack. And according to the instructions here, you can use charm packs. Because we only need like 2.5, 3 inches of fabric. So I'm going to use this. I'm going to try to use this. It's called So Wonderful by Paper and Cloth. It's a Moda fabric. And however, the piecing is pretty small pieces on the papers. So, and these images can be a little large. So I'm going to do my best. Good morning, Heather. Hey, hey. So I'm going to do my best to try to make this work. But there's some sewing images on here. There's a needle and thread and a scissors and some yarn and pins and whatnot on here. And there's some scissors. So it's kind of a mint green, creamy white, peach, pink. There's some pins on here. There's just thread stitches. Let's see, there's a little floral with a button on it. So they're really cute. And I'm going to attempt to do mine in this fabric. Now, if I find that it's not, I can't kind of make this stuff work in there, I do have an alternative. And I would like to use these Liberty Curiosity Brights. And I've already taken one apart. I've had 2 of each of them. But they're jewel tones and stuff. But I think I'll use that instead. It'll probably work out a lot better. So, but that's my second option. Yeah, pretty, right? I love Liberty. And this is the Riley Blake Liberty, not the Liberty. It's a different weight fabric, not like the Tonalon. But there's some really pretty fabrics in here. In bright colors. There's greens and reds. Pinks and blues. So it's a second option for me. I do want to try to use this one though. And I picked out a white It's a Blossom by Christopher Thompson, white on white. So I am going to do that, and I put it on the calendar to start October 1st. So then this morning I found this sew along. It started yesterday. Go hit the link in my Facebook page to go sign up. You do have to buy the pattern, but this looks like it would be a really great scrappy quilt. And it goes till October 16th with Gigi's Thimble. I like finding new like quilt shops and stuff like that. So I'm not going to do it, but you guys go ahead, and I can't fit it in anymore for this month. I got a full calendar for August, so I won't be doing that, but I'll want to make that available to everybody else to take a look at. And then Pat talked about her next sew along, which is the Ode to National Parks. I downloaded. The baby minion likes that one. Good. I'm going to sew along with this. My first thought when I saw it on the list as something that was coming along for her next Block Wednesday was that she was going to be using like the national parks fabrics and stuff like that. And I didn't want to go and buy anything new. Well, I buy something new, but I didn't want to go with that kind of a thing. So these are going to be piece blocks. There's 9 of them. And so just need like a fat eighth, I think was pretty much all on the supply list. 1 fat eighth or a fat quarter bundle of your favorite fabric. And I don't think she's using the fat quarter bundle of Grace and Gratitude, her next line of fabric. I think she decided she was going to be using a different fat quarter bundle. I know she talked about it in her video. So I'm going to be, and this starts, what did I say? September 11th. So I've got that on the calendar for September. Just need to come up with a fat quarter bundle. And I do want to go kind of earthy on that. So we'll see. I'm shopping around. I do want to post on my Facebook page. Green Fairy Quilts is having a sale on fat eighths and charm packs and something else. So I'll post that link to that. I do have an affiliation with them. So if you use those links to buy anything, I do get a small commission. The other sew along that I was looking into was the laundry basket quilts one. So once I got my calendar together, I'm not going to be able to participate because it starts September 2nd and it's daily. And I'm going to be gone for the first 4 days. And I don't know if I'll be able to catch up when I get back because there's some others starting in September too that I'm going to do that I can participate in. So this one here, I'll probably just set aside for now. But if anybody else is interested in the Valley Ranch Quilt Along, starts September 2nd. And the link for that is also on my Facebook page. So go ahead and check that one out. The Jelly Roll sampler, my fabric came in yesterday, so I can, as soon as I get this stuff complete, I can go ahead and cut out the pieces that I need to get this top finished. So that's good to go. And yesterday I did sew a couple of 9-patch blocks for the mixed lollies. Here's one and another. I just wanted to see what they were going to look like. You finished shopping for the year? Ouch. It's going to be a long rest of the year. So yeah, I got 2 of my 25 done. So I got quite a bit to do yet. And I didn't get anything done on the posies. I didn't work on that. So my goal is to get my tops finished. That's number 1. To get my tops finished. All right. I still have to put the links below for everything. I didn't get a chance to get that done this morning. So here's the Spooky and Sweet for this year. I did put the borders on the sides and on the top so I could get a measurement so I knew how wide and how long my piece backing needs to be. And that is, I need to make that at least 20 minimum inches wide by 70 inches long. And I hope my 3 fat quarter pieces are enough fabric to make that happen. I'm going to work in chunks. So, but while I was sewing those borders on, I needed to clean my machine. It was breaking thread. And I would get, so far, I at least caught the fact that I ran out of bobbin thread or wasn't sewing anything before I got too far. Tabby Road's coming. Yay! I saw some adorable pictures of people with clothing on Instagram yesterday at some quilt show that were made out of the Tabby Road fabric. Yeah, so it's cute. It's adorable. So here's the thing. So I am making the long banner. It's going to hang on my front door for Halloween this year for the kiddos. And I needed a backing. So I had made this bucru quilt top and I didn't care for it. So I didn't finish it, but I put the top together. And then I thought, oh, I could use these blocks, some of these blocks, for a backing to piece on the back of this. So I took 4 of the blocks, and now I'm going to work in sections, 3 sections for the back, and work out a piece backing for this quilt. All right, let me get this stuff out of the way here so that I have a room to work. So I'm going to work from the top down. Ooh, let me get up here. I'm going to grab, this is the first block that's going at the top, and it is the witch's hat. So one of the reasons why I didn't like this fabric, or not, I don't like, it's not the fabric I didn't like. It was the fact that this fabric has lines on it, and they were going all different directions in this quilt. And so I don't know, I didn't like the way that it looked. So I'm going to take that block and I'm going to put borders all the way around it on either side so that it's at least, my head is cut off. Excuse me. But I am working with a PC for my webcam. So I'm going to press my top here, and I at least need it to be 20 inches wide. So I need to put border on it. And I'm not going to worry, since it's a personal project, that everything is completely centered down the middle, but I'm going to do my best. So this block is 11.5 inches wide. Subtract a half for the seam allowances. So now I got to do some math. I'll grab my calculator on my phone. All right. 11.5 minus the 0.5. It's 11. And I want it to be 20. Well, why doesn't that work out for me? 20. Oh, I'm dividing. 20. I was using the division. I'm not good at this, so this is how my brain is working right now. So I need 8.5 inches on either side. Nope. I'm subtracting the 1/4 inch from here. So I need 9 inches And it could be bigger because I it needed to be wider so that than the front, so that for quilting purposes. So when I sandwich it together, I have hangover on the back, and then I'll trim it all down, and that should be okay. But as long as I position it on the back of the quilt so that it's centered, I could do a good morning. So blessed by Jessica. I've watched a couple of videos you in it this week. You were a guest. Where's my scissors? You were a guest, and I enjoyed that. It was fun. With Sean and Katie, I believe is her name. All right. So now I need to divide 9 in half. So I need 4.5 inches on either side. And then I'm going to put a top border and a bottom border. And I can go as big as I need to. Actually, I don't think I'm going to put a bottom border on it. I think I'll just put a top border on the second section. That way I know for sure. So I need 4.5 inches by the length of my block for side borders, which is 13.5 ish. My blocks are typically not the size they probably should be. I don't know. Is this, I have to want at least 1/4 inch here. And I just dropped my phone. 1/4 inch. So that's good. So I don't want to cut anything off the top, but I can trim off this bottom to make it exactly 13.5. But I'm only going to worry about the sides right now. So I need 2 pieces, 4.5 by 13.5. Oh, I already have one that I started cutting into. Let's finish that up. So I need to press this. So I hope everybody had a good day yesterday. I kind of did. Kind of. It got a little rainy last night. It rained on me while I was door dashing. If you don't know, that's what I do at my side job. It pays for the quilting supplies. And other, like, I'm right now working for spending money for my trip to Colorado. So, all right. So I need 4.5 inches. And my mat is only so big, so I'm just going to fold this up. All right, I need a ruler that will span the whole length of it. Can you see what I'm doing here? All right. Like I said, it doesn't have to be exactly the 20 inches. As long as it's a minimum of that. All right. There's one slice. Yeah, and these lines are not straight when I cut it. And I'm not going to worry about it. It's the back. All right. There's my garbage bin basket. It's pouring. I bet it is. Debbie's probably making quite the mess where you guys are at. Do you have any flooding? I still have threads on the sides that I ripped this out so I could use it in this quilt. All right, so I'm going to do a little test here just to be sure. So, yeah, worry about that later. So I'm going to sew the whole length of it on here, and then I just chop it off at the end. The creek is overflowing. Look. Yeah, and I hear you think school is closed too. It hasn't even barely got started. Your first date didn't even get to happen. Ay, ay, ay. All these little threads that are still left. All right, so I'm going to make sure it's hanging over on both sides because that way I can square it all up later. So I had to give my machine a little cleaning this morning. Oh, let me move this back in case you want to see that part too. But I'm going to try to do most of this, not on the wall, but down here on the... I don't want to roll over my phone, so let me pick that up too. It's really gray today and cloudy and kind of fits my mood a little bit today. Only because today is the anniversary of the day my father passed away. It's been 6 years now, so, you know. It is what it is, right? All right. Let's cut off another one and sew that on the other side, and then we'll press. So I need another one, 4.5 inches. Otherwise, I'm glad I get to use this quilt after all. I might be able to use that strip yet, so I'm not putting that away just yet. That could probably go on the top or the bottom. But I'm going to put this one on this side and go sew it up the other direction, the other way. I'm going to let it hang off a little bit on either side. And then we'll do some trimming. Yeah, right. 7 inches. Oh my gosh, Jessica. You trust me. What do you trust? Just kidding. Let's see here. So yeah, my sister and I had a little chat this morning. Talking about Dad. He's a good man. He's a very good man. All right, so now we can do some trimming here. Just gonna do top first and the bottom. I don't need that. I don't think I need this right now. So I'll use this one so I can go the length of it. Line up my I want to get this as square as I possibly can. There. That's garbage, and this can go in my scrap bin. I'll save it just in case I can use it. But you just never know. I have a lot of fill-in to do on that second section, so with the candle and the broomstick. So I've even thought about bringing out my my bin that has all of the orphan blocks and extra pieces from other quilts and stuff. But I have 2 bins, and a stack on top of the 2 bins. So I've got a lot. I got to come up with a way to store it. So I was thinking I do kind of like Pat did hers, Pat Sloan. She put them in little Ziploc baggies by colorway or something. I don't know. I may have to think about that. But as I'm kind of like reorganizing things, since I have to move things around to get this rug out of here. I'm doing it though, since I don't have any muscle help. I suppose I could get my son to help me, but I'm doing kind of piecing it, as I go. It's like you lift up one side of the table and drag it over and then roll the rug underneath and then lift the other side up. I got to do the same thing with a vintage sewing cabinet desk that I have over there. I got to empty all the drawers. And I figured you might as well go through all the drawers too and clean those out. I've already done it once. I should do it again. All right. So now I have my sides. Let's see. Is it wide enough? I think so. Because this is 17 inches. There's more than an inch there. I don't know. Did my math not work? Let me grab a different measuring tool. I have one of these lovely little things over here. So I will start in the center. It's 19 and a half-ish. Let's do this. I don't want to add another piece to it, but it hangs over plenty. I have at least an inch hangover. More than an inch on that side and an inch on that side. So we're good. That'll work out fine. As long as it's the same on both sides, I can at least center this hat down the middle. As long as it's wider than the top. All right. So now I want to put a piece on the top. How far down? I've got a lot of leeway in between where these should go from top to bottom. So maybe I'll work on the cat next. So that way I could put the top and the bottom piece down and then I can work with the space in the middle. That's my plan. Let's do that. So let's put, that has a 2.5 inch border on either side. So I know I need something wider than that because I got a lot of space to work with. Let me slide this out of the way. And let's put it up here just so I can eyeball something. Right. And then I'll put this down. That seems to be about right there. I don't have to put too much of a border on that. Okay. I want to just center this in here. Okay. And then you sit back and you look at it and go, yeah, that's fine. So I at least want to have more than an inch here. I'd have to take this off. So, all right, now, how far are we here? That is 3 inches. And this is 5 inches. So we're going to bring this down here. No, let's bring this down here first. Let's hit the bottom one first. Just another hair. So I'll do 2.5. 2.5. 2.5. That'll work. That'll have a nice section in the middle. So these aren't going to work, so I have to cut into a new fat quarter bundle. Fat quarter. Slide that back. Ooh. All right. So, am I making any sense to anybody as to how I'm planning this out? How many other people have done something like this? Just kind of winged it. I like to wing things. And I'm not caring what placement my lines are going in from this fabric being directional at all. So I'm not gonna worry about that. Could use some steam in that iron though. Since my house is purple, I think that's kind of cool. Well, the trim on my house is purple. It's gray and purple. Some people might say burgundy or mauve, but to me it's purple. All right, so I am going to, this stuff is like thin and silky. Thin and silky fabrics. I think it's Art Gallery, if I'm not mistaken. All right, hold on. These lines. So look, if I were to line up the lines, you have to go that crooked. I think I'm going to do my best. So when I fold it up, I'm going to make sure all these lines are lined up. Which way do I want to go with this? I have to go this way. All right. Ay, ay, ay. The fat quarter was crooked. All right, so let's cut. I'm going to go 3. Just because I can have a little extra. I can always trim it down. Okay. Line it up on the bottom. 3 inches. The lines on my fabric are lining up with my ruler lines. I'll take that one, flip it over. Right. In the garbage bin. Yeah, there's definitely a difference between purple and mauve, but I don't know. It looks the same, looks purple to me on the house. I don't like it, and it really needs to be trimmed. I was looking at some of the window trims that's all wooden around the windows are newer in this house, but the trimming around the windows on certain sides, like this side of the house on the south side, it's all beat up and it needs to be redone, replaced, and all that good stuff. So one day. All right, so now I'm going to lay this down on here and add top border. Then we'll go work on the bottom piece. All right. Where's my foot pedal? opened up the windows because there's a really nice breeze outside today. But the sun is supposed to come out in a couple of hours. And again in the high 70s today. So Jessica, if you want to come up here and stay with me, you're more than welcome. If you get evacuated or whatever, come this way. We'll take good care of you. And the kiddos, the hubby. Bring the family. Anybody who needs to evacuate. I'd be more than happy to take you in. All right. Let's trim this before I fold it over. And if I don't have enough of this fabric, I always have that gray from the front that was left over too. So I always have that to fall back on. Again, it's a backing of my own quilt. If I ever hang it on the wall, nobody will ever see it. I know it's going to hang on my door. Now this can go in my scrap basket. It's a big enough piece to use. And then trim off this side. Wow. All right. Now let's iron this back and then we can put it up there next to the top. I have a friend in Florida, a woman I used to work with. Yeah, come this way. Anybody comes this way, let me know. You come to Wisconsin, you let me know. It's not really that big of a state. It takes like, what, 4, maybe 5 hours tops to get from one end to the other. And I'm in the lower southwest corner. Border Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin. I gotta get rid of this. I don't want to trip over the cord. Don't you love small spaces? I'll move this over too, so I can get over here. All right. The other thing I use to help me keep things on the wall is my ruler. I flatten things out with it. All right. Did I show you that before I put it up there? No, probably didn't. But there's the top of my backing. There's the top. And I'm just laying it up here next to the top of the quilt. And now I'm going to work on the bottom piece. Thread. All right. So I got to measure this one. I think I'm going to take this little bitty strip off that's on the top across here. I'm going to rip that off. It's just going to get annoying. It's too small, and I'm probably going to have to put more of a top border on it anyway. So I'd rather not have a small piece to deal with. So I'm just going to take it off. So Jack is coming out. Oh, and as I mentioned yesterday, I put Jack in here. I also put my heart template for my laundry basket quilts heart. I stuck that in there. And then I also put my 1/4 inch bias tape maker in there with the instruction pamphlet. I've got a green one of these two. and a long one. So let's take this seam out. Oh, I need my iron. Press this back. So my thinking when I go to Colorado is, and if my sister knows some of the things and places that we're going to go, I'm going to do some Googling of quilt shops in the area and that kind of thing. Because she mentioned Utah parks and she mentioned New Mexico. So states I haven't been to yet. So I'm looking forward to that. She's on the southwest corner of Colorado and near Telluride. Ooh, such a pretty city. And I'm sure we'll go there. And so I want to kind of pop in and do some lives from some quilt shops if I can get into the area. They have a quilt shop in Montrose, but it's really not a quilt shop. She has like only like a dozen bolts of fabric and no pre-cuts or anything like that, and has lots of sewing machines for sale, and has a long arm machine in there as well. So she had a few quilts hanging on the wall, but I've been in there, but I probably won't go back to that one. So I'd like to go to someplace new. So I'll have to check and see if Grand Junction has anybody aware that southwest corner of Colorado. I think we're going to up in Utah to some parks that she's been to that she wants to show us. Something easy to navigate. Not a whole lot of walking or hills or anything like that for my mom, but so if you're aware of anything in that general vicinity, please let me know, because I'd like to do a pop-up live video and maybe record some of my sightseeing and stuff like that. I did that with the last trip I took. I took lots of video and fast forward them, so they're out there in my I have a playlist. Trip to Colorado, it was 2 years ago. Mom and I drove, so that's why I could do that. So watch Facebook. I'll probably post pictures of the flight and stuff like that. But any good sightseeing things, because Colorado is so gorgeous. It's like gobsmackingly gorgeous. I don't typically pull my seams out like this, but I'm trying to hurry. I'm not actually hurrying, but I'm working on it. I want to make some good progress on this. Where are we at? 43 minutes. Still got 20 minutes or so, if not more. So I was talking to my boyfriend this morning, and he's a mechanic, and he is taking an engine out of a car and putting in a new one. So he's so proud of himself. I love it. He's magnificent. Such a talent. Doing it in the people's yard. Friends and family and friends of friends kind of thing work. So I don't know why the engine needs to be replaced or anything, but so now I'm just pulling out the loose threads from ripping that seam out. And loose threads are still in here from the previous rip out. I took the quilt top apart. Should just use a lint roller, huh? All right, so now let's press this and get a measurement, and we'll put side borders on it. And a bottom border. This should be the same size as that hat was, shouldn't it? It should be. I don't know. So let's grab the big ruler. And from the center, oh, this one's bigger. It's 14 and a half. By 13 and a half. Okay. So I'm going to put the same 2.5 on the bottom after I get my sides on. So what did I just say it was? 14 and a half. Where's my calculator? And this one, okay, I'm just going to do it. It says 5.5. I'm going to go ahead and make it 5.5. So we could do that. It's going to be wider than my one up on top, but that's okay because I want to trim it down. I at least want to make sure I have the center of everything is lined up. So that way, math again, math is not my friend. Math is not my friend. Jess, are you a math teacher? I can't remember. Was it math and science? Yeah. So you're probably just cringing at me right now. I hope I got your nose all in a pinch over there. Math and science, right? Yeah. I need a bigger ruler because this one is not 5.5, is it? Oh, yeah, it's 6. Okay. It's 6 inches. All right. So let's cut 2 pieces, 5.5. And it's like I need a whole fat quarter to do each of the sections. I need a whole fat quarter because this one here is almost used up now too. So, and then I have plenty left over to put a 2.5-inch border on the bottom. So let's get that cut too while I'm at it. Is that what I put up there? What did I do? 2.5 or 3? Okay, you're not. Okay, I'm doing great. I don't care if it's bigger. I can always work with that. I don't remember how big I made that border. Yeah, I did do 3. Okay. So before I actually cut it, do I have enough to do 3? I do. Okay. Woohoo. Yippee skippy. That's all that's that. See, knocking everything over. So when I took the rug out because it had the braids in it and it kept bunching up and I couldn't roll over it. So then I went and grabbed one that was on my back porch. It's a long runner with a heavy duty rubber backing on it. Yeah, this doesn't stay put either. So I'm like gonna have to, because once I did put my chair on the hardwood floor, I just rolled that way because my floor is crooked, 100-year-old homes are so much fun. Did I do this at 3? I did. Okay. For a minute there, it looked like 2.5. Anyway, okay. So let's get side borders on this block. You know what I might do is just save this project and do the center section for next week so long. Because because I think this is going to take, I don't know if we're going to do 2 hours. So Jessica, both of those So Long days that you did with Sean and Katie, those were a couple hours long, wasn't it? So I didn't watch the whole thing, but I got most of it watched. Do you think that's so long? I just don't know how much, people will watch it from beginning to end, which doesn't really matter, but I'm just curious. I know my mother doesn't watch the long ones. She doesn't even watch the short ones. They're too long. So ADD runs in my family. She's there hours. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. She's a funny lady. And Sean's quizzes were so funny about the food. You didn't even get to prepare for that. You just put it on my TV and watch. Yeah, it's pretty much all I did too. It's just on in the background. I don't know how much of it I actually listened to, but I did catch quite a bit. I caught quite a bit of it. I've been catching quite a lot of new YouTube channels, so I've been having a lot of fun with that. All right, let's put this side on. A nice breeze coming in here. She's in Iceland. He's a great guy. Oh my God. And at first I was like, what is this brekkie? I get it now. Breakfast with Sean and his little quilty playdate. So I'm learning Australian terms too here. This is kind of interesting. I'm enjoying it. I enjoy it. Okay. I don't know how to use any of that technology, so I don't know that I would actually do it. Here. A little, what you call it. That's why I do lives, because I wouldn't know the first thing. I mean, I've done video editing before, but I've used like the ancient software that's on my computer, and I know how to use that. But now they're forcing me to change it to the new one, and I've tried, and I've screwed it up so many times that it wasn't even worth it. So I stopped trying to even fiddle with it anymore. So that's why I do lives, because I don't know how to edit videos. Okay, making sure we're lined up here. I could square up my block at the same time while I'm doing this. Because it's not 100% square. It's not that bad though. I've had worse. Because this fabric, that silky fabric, just lays so differently. And I think I starched it when I was making the quilt top. But I've got to go get some starch, because I got these new projects coming along. I want to starch my fabric. All right, so there's extra for the scrap bin. And let's trim this side. All right. You're so nervous about going live. I don't know. I don't have the patience. My ADD gets to me. I don't have the patience to edit videos. I mean, I'll do shorts and I can do something really short and simple, but you gotta put all that extra creativity into these things. I don't have that kind of thing. All right, this is crooked. Crooked. Let's straighten it out. Let's get it over here. There. Took this much off of my actual quilt. All right. Block, I should say. All right, let's iron this. And then we'll put the bottom border on, and then we'll lay it down on the wall. All right, set those seams. Press them out. These wrinkles. Old wrinkles. Oh, I wanted to also address a question I got in an email and ask other people. When you're doing, and I don't know how many do applique, but when you're using the fusible applique, and I use, I forget what it is. It's Heat and Bond Light. If you sew through it, does your needles get gummy? Or do you put on a different needle for that purpose? Because I know there is a needle out there that is kind of like stick free. I don't know what you call it, but yes, Jess, I talked about that at the beginning. So yes, there is, and I pulled that back out. I posted it to my Facebook page. It's a sew along that starts October 1st through November 19th. And I'm going to make the table runner size that fits this. So it's not the same size as the one in here, but I'll make enough blocks so that it fits on top of there. And I'm using a sewing themed charm pack. It's called So Wonderful by Paper and Cloth. I don't remember where I got it from. I don't think it was in a sew sampler box. It's pinks and peaches and whites and aqua green. It's more green than blue. So I'm going to try to use that. So now the images are kind of big and the pieces are kind of small. So if that doesn't work, I'm going to use this Liberty Bunch to make it. So yes. And I also threw another one out there that started yesterday that I found on my Facebook page. So go check that out too. So I can't remember the name of it now. The paper's not anywhere near me. But to keep your needle from getting gummy when you're appliquing on Heat and Bond. So I use an 80-12 needle, and I use Schmetz needles. I've never had that problem unless I'm using a like if it was a non-brand stuff, it was like off-brand. It only happened when I used a spray-based that was really garbage. It stained my fabric and everything, and it was also gumming up my needle, but I don't have that problem. There is a needle, and I can't think of the name of it. I know that Laundry Basket Quilts talks about this needle. It's not long enough. I'm going to have to piece it. But this is also too long. So maybe, and I keep butchering that up, but I was going to respond to her email, and I really thought maybe I'd grab, so see if somebody else had. Yeah. So hopefully it was a heat and bond product that she was using, but I don't have any issues, and I just use my regular Schmidt's needle. So, well, that was 4.5. So maybe I should just trim this down. I don't think that's even going to make a difference. I'll just piece this. I need another 2.5-inch piece to piece it. I need to piece it. Piece my piece. Okay, so I'll just cut this down. 2.5. The lines aren't going to match either. It's going to look so cute. I hope. I think it's going to look really cute. I like it already. That's okay. There was another sew along. Let me grab the paper. And I also put a copy of my August schedule. This one, it started yesterday. Feels like home. Looks like a really good scrap buster. You have to just purchase the pattern. Use the link to go to gigisthimble.com to buy her pattern. And looks like courthouse steps with hearts in the center and houses with hearts in the center. This would be a great Civil War reproduction scrap quilt, I think. So yeah, I'm not going to start something new right now for August. I want to finish these tops. And so I'm not going to do it, but I am going to do the woven star though. I am going to do this. I think that's cute. And plus I need to do some more paper piecing. It's been a long time since I've done any, and I have a UFO that is a paper piece project, you know, that Color My World quilt I showed in a video previously. I got to get back to that and do some more work on that as well. So I got to get my brain back into paper piecing mode, because I hopefully want to get back into that this year. It might have to sit for that till next year, but I'm looking forward to doing that. It's a small project. I'm going to do a table runner to fit this, and this is 36 by 11.5, I think. I wrote it down on the paper, so I'll only make enough blocks so that it'll fit that. So they're 4.5 unfinished, so they're 4 inches finished. So I could probably do, it'll hang over a little bit if I did 3 in a row by 36 by 6. Did I do my math right? Is my multiplication correct? 4 by 6 is 36. All right, let's put a bottom border on this. Let's see which side. I want to try to get this as close to the edge as possible. So, okay. I'm thinking I'm going to have to use the Liberty fabric for that, just because those images on the other one are so cute, but they're so too big, I think. I wouldn't even see them. I'm putting it on. I had to make sure I was putting it on the bottom and at the top. Ooh, am I having a hot flash, or did it just get hot? The sun's coming out. big quilt. Yay! Another section nearly complete. So what are you guys working on? Yeah. All right, let's press it. And then we can put it on the wall. I'll take a picture too and post it to Facebook. Side by side so you can get a better look at it because I don't have the right camera equipment to show you all of this. Pressed. So there's my bottom cat. He's so cute. So the top borders I'm going to leave for the second, the center section. All right. Switch this out of the way. And we'll lay this down here so it's even with the bottom there. This is going to need trimming on the bottom both sides because that one I did 5.5 and this one I did 4.5. So as long as I line up the center, we're good. All right, so now I just need to work on this part. Let's see here. I think I'm going to do the same on that side. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to have enough fabric. Maybe I'll have to use a different fabric for that. That's a long piece. I'm going to have to piece it. And it's going to be, doesn't have to be as wide. I need both sides, and then I need top and bottom above the candle. That's going to take a lot of piecing. All right, where are we at? We're at 1 hour and 8 minutes. I got to wrap my head around that and see if there's maybe another fabric I could use, that gray. I'm going to try to make this work, but I got to do some more horrible math. Lunch and lurk. Thanks, Iris. Hot in your loft in the 90s. Ugh. I'm so glad we're not in there right now. But thanks for popping in. How exciting. I take it you have a channel using Kim Deal. Yes. The mini. Oh, nice. Good job, Jessica. I want to see. The one. Okay. Using your Kim Deal. Yay. Oh, you guys. Irish Sale Lady. Oh, yeah. I've heard your name. Yes. Did I? I think I've been to your channel. Did I? You have a channel, right? I've done so much lurking myself. I haven't joined any lives, but I have lately, yes, because I've been seeing a lot of new channels. So I have been joining a lot of them. So if I haven't, I'm going to definitely check it out and make sure that I did. So, all right. I think this is going to be where I'm going to stop as I wrap my head around how I'm going to use the last of this fabric to piece my center section for this long quilt. Yikes. It'll be fun. Oh, you don't have a channel. Okay. Where did I see you? Oh, maybe it was when I got the email notification that you subscribed. I know that name somewhere. But yes, go for it. Yes, post on Facebook. All right. So I think this is where I'm going to try to wrap my head around about how much fabric I have before I even start cutting into this to see if I can make this work. I might be a little shy. So maybe, I don't know. I don't even have a clue right now where I'm going with that. But I need to figure out the leftovers. I may have to check my scrap bin too. I may have leftovers from when I actually made the quilt. So my big bucket of scraps. I'll kind of go fluttering through that and see if I have any pieces in there that I can steal from. So anyway, I'm so glad everybody was here today and we had such a wonderful chat. So go ahead and watch Facebook page. I might be posting some pictures later. Maybe not. Maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow or Saturday. I'm hungry right now. I'm gonna go eat. I'm gonna go make some lunch. It's 11:12 here right now. So I'm going to go make some lunch. And then I've got to go out and do a little working. I'm going to take a break for dinner. But you guys have a fabulous rest of your day. And tomorrow we'll have another update as to where I've gotten with this and how I wrap my head around the math on this whole thing. Scary thought. It's a scary thought, but I'm going to try. So we'll talk about it tomorrow again and do a final update for Friday. And then I will see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. then. You guys have a fabulous day. Thanks for being here. I love you. Bye now. Thanks, Heather. Bye.